G'day guys and welcome to Raging Rhino. Yesterday we had the release of the poster for the Acolyte, and of course with that came the announcement that today they were going to release the first trailer for the Acolyte. Now we did get that trailer. I haven't been able to stay away from social media all that well, and I've seen a lot of still shots. I haven't watched the actual trailer though, so we will get those reactions in a second. But first of all, like I said, we had the poster release yesterday, which looked like this: in an age of light, a darkness rises. It actually sounds a lot like something from the sequels, you know, the whole light rises and dark to meet it, or whatever that garbage is. Anyway, from this poster, there was a lot of memes that came out of it. And obviously those memes had a lot to do with female products, basically. You've got a blood streak there, and it was quite funny, to be honest with you, in regards to what people came up with. But I think the reason why that was actually done and the memes were the way they were is because of how this show has been promoted. Now, if you can't remember, at Star Wars Celebration last year, we had this little snippet.
So my character, you know, she's a powerful leader. She's a powerful leader. Yes, yes.
That's pretty much the amount of promotion that we've gotten from the actors, the director, you know, Leslie Headland, Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, which we've got a little clip here to show you in regards to how she decided to promote the Acolyte.
When I saw Frozen as a grown-ass woman, I cried through the entire movie. There was just something about the relationship between the sisters, the like de-villainization of the classic kind of fairy tale bad guy, you know, the concept of true love being between two sisters and not a heterosexual relationship. Like it just destroyed me completely. And I thought, gosh, you know, I would love to make something like this that is, you know, for lack of a better term, Disney, meaning something that like my parents would have allowed me to see when I was younger as a queer person.
Gotcha.
But I would have been able to understand as a queer person. And I think I would have had a completely different life. And so I really was inspired by it and was like, God, I would love to make a story like this. And so when I was developing this original idea to pitch to Kathleen, I thought, well, you know, it can't just be that. You know, when you're pitching Star Wars, you have to pull from what, you know, George was also interested in. Like, it can't just be like, well, I'm referencing, especially if you're going to set something, you know, during the High Republic or end of High Republic into prequels, you don't have the Skywalker saga. Like, you can't reference a character that was created by George and or Filoni. Like, you have to create your own new characters.
Now, that's not entirely true. To not be referencing somebody like Yoda that lived for almost 900 years, or maybe even referencing Darth Plagueis, you know, or Darth Tenebrous. I bet you don't even know who those people are. It certainly comes across that you actually have no idea that maybe Yoda lived as long as he did and should maybe be a part of your story. We'll have to wait and see in regards to whether or not we even get a Yoda cameo, either in the trailer or in the show, or even any form of appearance by any of those characters I just mentioned: Darth Tenebrous, Darth Plagueis, or even Yoda. So anyway, like I said, it doesn't surprise me that this poster got memed the shit out of it because of how this show has been promoted. You know, Leslie Headland wanted to do something that, you know, is Disney so the kids can watch it, but it's got to have the queerness to it so that all the queer kids out there can actually see themselves on screen. And, you know, if that had have happened to Leslie, it would have changed her entire life. Maybe she wouldn't have been Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant. You never know. But anyway, that's pretty much it. That's how this show has been promoted. It's all about the women, and it's all about the queerness and the gayness. So, without further ado, let's watch the trailer.
Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you. We must not trust them.
Really?
Tell me what comes into your mind.
my balance.
Like,
I see fire.
I just want to go back to that image there, like the diversity. I mean, it's good that, you know, as opposed to the Andor series, at least we've got some aliens in these images, but a very diverse cast of kids here.
Yeah.
Oh, Carrie-Anne Moss. What? No, I'm sorry. I got to pause there. I've got to pause that. Are we watching The Matrix? Just because Carrie-Anne Moss is in it, we got to do like, that felt so Matrixy. Like, we're halfway through the trailer. Nothing about this trailer has actually made me feel like this is Star Wars at all.
Someone is killing Jedi. It doesn't make sense.
What happened?
I sensed darkness.
We shouldn't be sensing any darkness. Again, Matrixy. Oh my god.
This isn't about good or bad. This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
What is that?
All right. Is there anything else? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. So very Matrix-like, very diverse. And I'm sure like this bit here. What are we watching? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. What was that? I don't know, some green alien. Carrie-Anne Moss there again. All the Jedi, whoever they are. The main character, the chick in the purple, wherever she was. I can't. There she was. Oh, you can't, only the back of her. There she is. It's like her purple hair color seeped into her robes to make them purple. There you go. There you go. She'll be the gay one. Now, this bit is very interesting to me for a couple of reasons. First of all, any Jedi that come across any form of Sith or anyone with a red lightsaber has to die. Has to die. Especially to keep continuity, at least try and keep some form of semblance of continuity with the prequels and, of course, the original trilogy. Now, who knows whether or not this Sith person kills them all, but it's also this next scene, right? So we got one blue lightsaber, green, yellow, green. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Jedi there. The yellow lightsabers is very interesting to me because it now almost seems like different colored lightsabers don't really mean anything anymore. My understanding was that yellow lightsabers were Temple Guard lightsabers. Now, with the Bad Batch trailer that we saw, with Ventress having yellow lightsabers, and now in this, you've got 3 Jedi, that have yellow lightsabers. Shouldn't they just be Temple Guards? Shouldn't they just be back at the temple being Temple Guards? And the ones with the green and the blue lightsabers get out there? I mean, it's not, I guess it's not a written rule that the Temple Guards need to stay in the temple necessarily. Not that I know of anyway. I'm sure there might be some EU people out there that know more than me about that might disagree and say, no, yellow lightsabers, Temple Guards, they always stayed in the temple. But again, you got these 7 Jedi going up against essentially what looks to be a Sith. And this is, again, how it's being promoted that, you know, the Sith are here and, you know, anyone with a red lightsaber, something's got to be done. So technically, based on that, all 7 of these Jedi need to die. That no one can report back. But then on top of that, if these 7 Jedi do die and disappear, whether or not they get found, their bodies get found, or whether or not they just disappear off the face of the galaxy, the Jedi would then start to do an investigation. Just like they did throughout a lot of EU novels when a Jedi was killed or something happened to a Jedi. They would send out a bunch of Jedi to start doing an investigation. So to me, this is going to do an extreme amount of damage to the lore, canon, and continuity of Star Wars, especially George Lucas's Star Wars. Disney own it and they can do whatever the hell they want with it. But this isn't Star Wars, and it certainly didn't feel like Star Wars. It certainly didn't have that gravitas that Star Wars has. Nothing has in a long time out of the Disney Star Wars stuff, especially these shows that they've been coming out with. I will say I am surprised that we didn't see Yoda in this trailer. I'm surprised that we didn't see Plagueis or Tenebris. And you would think that, you know, being what we're being told 100 years before The Phantom Menace, you would think we would see those characters, especially if we are dealing in the Sith, and especially if we're talking about Jedi being trained. Yoda trained Jedi for a long time, over 800 years, or for almost 800 years I've trained Jedi. So it's this did nothing for me. I wasn't expecting it to either, and there's also the line in there that they sense the darkness or something. They shouldn't be sensing anything. The greatest thing about the Plagueis novel is that they were able to essentially mingle with Jedi and still not be sensed. There are moments where they have to unleash their power, like Palpatine has to unleash his power to be able to save Plagueis in certain instances, but then they cover it up and they do a really good job of it, right? And the Jedi do investigate because they do sense it, but then it turns out that it's just sort of like a dead end, right? They don't leave any bodies lying around that have lightsaber wounds or stabbed by a lightsaber. And that's another thing that's going to be very interesting with this too, with especially how Disney have moved forward with their canon and how lightsabers work. Is anyone really going to die? Is anyone that gets stabbed or cut by a lightsaber actually going to die? Again, we'll have to wait and see. But to me, this is going to do a massive amount of damage. And if you want to talk about Plagueis and Tenebris and stuff like that not being canon, you can't. Because Plagueis was mentioned in the prequels. He is a part of the canon, despite the fact that they've decanonized the Plagueis novel. If they even have. I don't even know what's really canon or not canon anymore in Disney Star Wars. To me, the only thing that is Star Wars is the 6 movies and then what they call now Legends, the expanded universe books. That's it. That's the extent of Star Wars. But again, like these action scenes that we saw in this, it really comes across very Matrix-like. Like look at the way Carrie-Anne Moss is moving in that. It looks like she just uploaded some kung fu and then started fighting. You know, and then sorry, I think I just skipped it. I'm going to play the music. Again, very diverse cast too. You don't see too many whites. This Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And it's like the choreography is ridiculous. So she's gone for the kick, right? She goes to flip her other leg up. Watch him. The kick went nowhere near him. Let's slow that down. Let's just slow this down for a second. Go half speed. No, like, what's he ducking under? Watch that again. What is he doing? Punch her in the pussy. Like, honestly. Punch. And oh man, that looked horrible. Looks even worse in slow-mo. than it does at normal speed. Watch it in normal speed. Ridiculous. So Matrix Tiger, Hidden Dragon with lightsabers and force powers. That's what this series is, with lots of female representation, lots of colored representation and mixed cultures representation. And I'm sure, based on what Leslie Headland has said, we're going to get plenty of gayness and queerness in this series as well, so that all of the people like her can finally see themselves in Star Wars. That's my thoughts on this ridiculous trailer, on this ridiculous show. And in all honesty, I can't wait to see this thing well underperform. Bomb. Because that's what it's going to do. Based on all the promotion and based on this trailer, and based on everything that Disney has done with Star Wars, this is going to be an absolute disaster. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Later, guys.